don't know if y'all saw that. All right, y'all. Today we got a little special treat for you. We're going to be reviewing the Dobyns Sierra BFS rod. This is the SUF 700C model. If you look over here at the specs here, the difference between this and that other one is that it's a moderate action, extra fast tip. That's to me, I don't know if that's an extra fast tip. I get what they're saying, what they're trying to say, and I guess I can kind of see it while I'm using it, but I don't think it's an extra fast tip. The rating is accurate. Cool thing is, so this is a USDM rod. This is a domestic United States. Dobyns is one of the best companies for domestic United States fishing rods. This reel is a Shimano BFS SLX. So it's a JDM rod, JDM reel. I had to get it from Japan. But I've had this exact setup for about, I'd say 8 months or so, maybe more. So I have some time using it. I have some seat time, and got overcast conditions. I feel like this is going to be a good day for this breakdown and what I'm trying to do. The cool thing, so with BFS rods and all of that kind of stuff, you're able to use, you know, finessier stuff. I personally just like using conventional bass gear, but like micro sized. So this spinnerbait is much smaller than your traditional bass spinnerbait. I fish heavily pressured water. I don't know if you can hear all the boats going by, but these are all fishing boats, bass boats. Tournament going on, multiple tournaments going on right now. This lake sees over 300 tournaments a year. I actually don't want to know the exact number because it probably would disappoint me, but I'm personally not a tournament fisherman. But if you are, then that's your style, and that's your style. But sometimes I think we need to limit the amount of tournaments for the sake of the fisheries. You know, we only have so much when it comes to resources. But back to this subject here as I surf along these waves. So both the rod and the reel work exceptionally well together. The BFS SLX has that same braking system that a lot of the higher end Shimanos have, and it, if you can see, I don't know if you saw that, I just bombed a 40-yard cast. I had about 40 yards of line on, and I straight bombed it. I would have hated to have caught a fish. There's an osprey there. Sorry, osprey. I'm not trying to. Oh God, don't get in my line. Okay, that was really close. That was really close right there, y'all. I got one. All right. Y'all can see the bend. The bend is pretty crazy. There's that. All right, so Mr. Osprey's back. He left, he called in a fish. The fish came to attack, and I guess that's how that worked. But yeah, that was nice. You guys got to see the bend of the rod. I was kind of distracted because I was up getting close to like a shoal and some structure that I didn't want to hit with my boat. So I was more focused on not hit my boat on anything. But you got to see the bend of the rod. Really fun taper, man. It just straight, as you can see, it just bends over. Straight up bends over with the fish. And the cool thing about that is if you fish pressured water, BFS will help you put the fun back in fishing sometimes. You know, if some of this water you can't even buy a bite. out here, man, because there's just so much pressure, so many. It's just the population density for angler wise and tournament wise and all that is just absurd. Let's see. Good casts. But yeah, this is I think it's right under 1/4 ounce, 3/16 ounce, I believe. It's either 3/16 ounce or 1/4 ounce spinnerbait. It's a JDM one, evergreen. But this definitely, come on, Garnet, don't do that. This is definitely the max for this. If you see there's some rod bend there while I'm reeling it in, honestly, I'm letting them suck it up. I'm feeling them, I'm setting the hook. This is a good moving bait BFS rod. Great moving bait BFS rod. You're gonna need a little more blank and a little more sensitivity if you want a bottom contact BFS rod. And that in the Dobyns line, if you look, this is the one that's labeled as a moderate action. The one that isn't is going to be your best choice. But I love this rod for BFS spinner baits. I'm actually going to probably put on a really finesse swim bait here later for you guys as well. But I mean, I love the setup. I cannot, fish jumping over there, I cannot complain one bit with this thing. This, watch, the second I cast there, they're gonna be gone. I'm not even gonna cast unless I see him bust again. I'm not even gonna cast. Not even gonna cast. Right back into it here. Some of the benefits of BFS though, I think maybe some people that are watching this video are American anglers not quite used to what BFS is. Essentially, bait finesse system, that's what it stands for. But ultralight to like borderline ultralight to light to medium light gear. I don't consider this ultralight, but I am running 6-pound fluoro. I am running 6-pound fluoro, and I'm able to all right, y'all, so I really like this setup personally for how I'm able to do these sidearm whip casts where I just do a little something like that, and I'll show you a little better one here. And I burn the spinner baits. I'm able to cover water, have great casts for when I'm target casting, fishing structure, especially with stuff like these spinner baits. There's a brush pile right there, but even like docks and stuff, I'm able to just cast with the proficiency you're not going to have with a spinning reel. Also, like burning the baits and covering water, you're not going to have that with the spinning reel counterpart. I don't know what these people think they're doing, but okay. Alright, they're gonna probably high hold me, but that's fine. Let them high hold me. I don't own the water, but I like to have a little bit of manners on the water. Some young tournament dudes, that's it. I will say this too, like I said, I'm not a tournament guy, but sometimes these tournament guys are relatively greedy or don't have the most manners. They got their eyes on the prize, but even if I was competing with some for money or anything, a trophy, I would still have a little bit of just etiquette and sportsmanship anywhere. If I have to give that up to win, then I'm not gonna compete. So just something that I noticed personally. this BFS rod casts very, what, did y'all see that? Right in front. Oh, hit it. I think that was a sunfish, honestly. That's the joy with BFS fishing, is you can have a mixed bag just like ultralight fishing, man. It combines my two passions, bass fishing, ultralight fishing. Because there's sometimes, I am a spinning reel fan, but there's sometimes where I just can't beat this BFS setup, and I'll get into that later. Really, it comes down to like accuracy, sometimes fighting fish. You're much more accurate with a bait caster. I got another follower right there. That was a sunfish. I'm able to do casts like these underhand casts, these really accurate short casts that I can't always do. With the spinning rod, I feel like there's some bluegill here, so I may need to use this other rod for a second here. All right, let's get back to this BFS deal here. See, yeah, there's a lot of times where, just had a hit. That was another sunfish. Where the spinning rod deal is not as optimal. See, this is the perfect example. You see these branches? I'm able to just whip with the bait caster. I'm able to whip this bait down under a lot of this stuff, and I could get it done. That was kind of a bad cast. I could get it done with the spinning rod, but it won't be as accurate, and it won't be, that was a snag. Won't be as efficient either. I'm able to really get in there sometimes. Really able to get in there sometimes. And you're able to be more accurate. So there's an underlying rope, sorry, an overhanging rope. There's some docks. I'm able to stop the spool right how I need to. This tight quarters fishing that I do. Real tight quarter fishing sometimes, man. Oh, daddy long legs. Real tight quarter. But I like fishing. I like getting into the nooks and crannies, man. So this looks ultra shallow out here. Dude, just testing out this bait. I got slammed. I got slammed just testing this thing out before I was about to move spots. Absolutely slammed. Show y'all what I was doing here. The good old Kitech 1/8 ounce. I was just honestly fiddling around. Now I'm gonna have to fish this back. So yeah, 1/8 ounce head. It's a Kitech jig head on a 2.8 Kitech. I honestly was just I was making a cast to set my reel for a new weight. Got another one. Feel like it might be a little bigger. Feel like it's got some shoulders on them. Click and drag, putting in work. There we go. Yeah. So this is what I've noticed with this setup, man. When I'm only using this 1/8 of an ounce jig head with this small 2.5 to 2.8 inch swim bait. This thing allows me to cast farther than I do with my comparable spinning rod, because I usually use 3/16 ounce jig head, but I'm casting just as far with this. But when I'm fishing these drop-offs where it starts shallower, I'm able to float it. So really, this tool here, the BFS rod combined with the BFS reel, is allowing me to fish the way that I previously didn't. But in this situation where I'm fishing drop-offs and I'm really beating the bank and I'm hitting targeted cover with the docks and everything, factoring all of this together, I'm able to fish with maximum efficiency using this setup that, I mean, I kind of just was playing around with, and they're whacking it. All right, y'all, well, I hope y'all enjoyed that review. Quick little breakdown and a little bit of footage of me actually using it and catching some fish on it. Although I didn't get anything really big, it's always fun when you use these BFS rods. And again, this rod is the Dobyns Sierra SUF 700C. There's a few more lengths and actions in the Dobyns BFS line, but I feel like it's extremely hard to beat in the United States market for a BFS rod. You're getting your feet wet in the BFS, you want to, you know, you can't go wrong, essentially. Same thing can be said with the reel, this Shimano SLX BFS reel. Like I said, I got it from Japan. You can get it through like wholesalers, Asian Portal Fishing. There's a squirrel right on top of me. Asian Portal Fishing, JDM Tackle Heaven, Digitaka, a couple other good sites, but you can't go wrong with this. I like that it has the external braking system there, so you can just make some settings on the fly. Like I said, usually SLX reels, the MGL has it, but a lot of these more budget type reels, they don't really have that. Daiwa's starting to use it a lot with their Tutulas and everything, but it's nice that it's there. Ergonomically, it's really ergonomic. It's a pleasure to use. But yeah, if you're looking at a setup, I'd say around that $150 to $200 for the rod and $150 to $200 for the reel. This is hard to beat. If you're interested in other options as far as the rods go, I'm a big fan of the Jinko Double Down BFS rod along with the Cashian BFS rod in the United States market. I don't have much experience with the BFS rods in the JDM market. Honestly, when it comes to the BFS reels, this is just my honest opinion, you can't go wrong with the Shimano line, because I haven't even tried the Daiwa line yet. But the SLX, you can't go wrong. The US market has the Corrado BFS. Can't go wrong with that either, and I hear really great reviews about that Aldebaran. I wanted one of those Aldebarans, but I ended up getting another reel for a different utility purpose around the time I was going to buy it. So no Aldebaran for me, but that's more than acceptable. One last look at the rod, pretty simple. Same goes for the reel. Simple guides. Call them semi-micros. I wouldn't quite call them micro guides, but yeah, if you like this review and you like some of my content, just feel free to like, comment, subscribe. It really helps my channel out. I'm trying to boost it, and I'm really looking forward to doing more reviews in the future, along with some actual fishing excursions. I know I've been doing a lot of reviews lately. I just haven't really got the time to put the time in the water the way I want to. But y'all take care, have a good one. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye bye.